Hey guys, welcome to the studio. What's today? Monday. We had some technical difficulties just now, so I do apologize for being late. Let me get all my housekeeping things in order, put our chat up. But yeah, my phone was acting crazy. But we will not let life get in the way because we're doing what? Resetting in June. All right, let's go. Let's see. All right, we got this. That's working out good. Okay, cool. All right, let's turn this down because we don't have no reverb. If you're in the chat, give me a thumbs up. Give me a I hear you because I'm using a different phone. So the settings on that phone might be a little wonky. Not sure. All right, let's go. Switch accounts. So how was everybody's weekend? If you're on Team Replay, welcome to the studio. Thank you for joining us. We got a lot of stuff going on. And today, y'all know we're going to be talking about life after 40. Life feels a mess, but we're just going to slap some paint on it. And I also have some new stuff. We got some new stuff today. Got some gouache, and we already done slapped it down on the paper, so I don't have to really do that. And we got some papers that I've done, but these are the fun things. Hi Maddie, how are you? Listen, this morning I was at a doctor's appointment. I had 2 doctor's appointments, and then I had to get home, get stuff squared away. So that's why I don't do anything on Monday. Hey, Beth. How are you? How is Sophie? Tell Sophie I say hello. Is today a good day? Is Sophie running today? Listen, my desk is just, it's a mess. But no worries. Okay, I got my chat up. There we go. I just saw names. Okay, we got some beautiful things on deck. Y'all know me, I usually try to have things in line, in order. If I don't, then I'm kind of all over the place. All right, I didn't get to finish seeing Dawn's live this morning because I had to go in the back. Had my doctor's appointment, and then after that had another one. Oh, it's raining. It's raining here. It's getting ready to rain. So my light is not where I want it to be. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to roll with it. Y'all look at this brush. Isn't this a big old brush? This paper is 9.5 by 12. So this is a number 32. It's the large ones. It's a Winsor and Newton. But it was something that I had to have. You've been practicing watercoloring different leaves? Yes. I'm so proud of you. Did you open up those other brushes? Did you open up your new brushes? I got some new brushes. So, let's see. Did I, McCoy Roddy's, are you on your way home? I got a surprise for you when you get home. Okay. Let's take a deep breath. Let's focus. So, today, let me ask you something straight from my heart. Have you ever looked around and thought, what happened to the life I thought I was building? Why does everything feel heavy? Where did I go in all of this? Like, do y'all ever ask yourself that question? This morning in my devotion, well, not this morning, yesterday morning in my devotion, I had to ask myself a couple questions, because y'all know me, I'm always talking to myself. And I figure the best person to get me together is me, between me and God. And I just wanted it to be like, I wanted it to be a straight answer, right? But I couldn't answer it straight. It wasn't a straightforward answer. It had to be a little like, well, I feel this way because, or I feel this way because they did this, or I feel this way because they did that. But if you're nodding your head and you're holding back some tears, because as I was talking about this with myself, I was just like, listen, today we're going to take the mess and we're going to slap some paint on it. This is what I want you to do when life just gets wonky. And y'all know me, My whole journey started with losing not one but two children. Well, really, this journey started with losing my son. So therefore, at the end of the day, I just really wanted to make sure that I can always be happy. Create your own joy. So I came in the studio, well, not where we are now. I turned a room in our old house into like a craft room. It was a craft room. I was doing all the things. If y'all have heard me tell the story about my Gina K, I had all the things, and then every time somebody would do something different, I'd be like, oh, let me get some of that. Let me get that. Oh, let me try that. So I was all over the place. I was just messing around with all the things, right? And watercolor is my love now. I don't really fool around with watercolor. Watercolor knows that you're number one, you're a number one. If anything else comes on the craft table, they're not going to be here long. They're just hanging out, right? It's kind of like I've taken card making, what I've done, and I take my artwork and turn it into a card. So that works for me, right? But so let's talk about these new brushes that I got. My cousin Sarah sent new brushes, and well, yeah, she went to the Blick in her hometown. She's in she's in outside of Chicago, but she went to a Blick because y'all know I wanted to have some more of those watercolors. And now that I got pretty much all of them, minus maybe 12, I think, it's okay, right? I got most of them. So it's just the thing. But the brushes, I've fallen in love with the filbert the way it does. And I got this one offline with some new papers. So this, my gouache, watercolor is not mad that gouache is in the house. Watercolor doesn't care because why? Gouache and watercolor can abide together. It's okay, right? And then I had got me some new paper, y'all, and I was mad because when we came back from visiting, my box was wet, and therefore this got wet. So I'm gonna have to do a claim. But it's the B paper. It's 100% paper. It's 100% cotton cold pressed paper, European mill. I had to see what the raise was about, right? This paper is slick, slicker than slick. I've already painted on it with my big brush, okay? And that's B paper, B creative paper. Then it's the same thing, B paper, the actual B company. This is 100% cotton made for watercolor, right? It's 140 pounds. Both of these are 140 pounds. But the reason that I had to get these to kind of see what the dealio was because everybody was talking about this paper that they were getting from Walmart. Well, this thing, if you've seen, and Sarah, she hooked me up with this too. She's like, yeah, you been to Walmart and seen that paper? I was like, no, hadn't. But they have Be Inspired, which is a less expensive brand that you can get from Walmart. And this is what I practice on. So for all you out there that are doing watercolor, like you're learning, get this paper. Go to Walmart, order it. I put the link in, I want to say I put it in the video below. I think. Yeah, this one is 140 pounds. The quality is amazing. Now, when I took this paper, this is the B paper. This is this one. This is this one. So put that one on top of that one. Make sure, let me move this for a little bit so we can talk about this paper because to each its own is what I'm going to say. To each its own. But for me, I'm not an Arches fan, right? I like their rough paper, but for the price and you only get 15, 20 sheets, I only get that paper when I'm doing commission pieces. Like when I'm making something that's going to go in a frame or go in, that's a little different. But now I've kind of backed up and I really like Strathmore. Is it Strathmore? No, Stratford. I like them better. But again, it's to each its own, you know. Some people like BMWs, some people don't. Some people like Cadillac, some people don't. It's whatever you like. But as for me and my house, I'm okay with this Walmart paper, Be Inspired. Walmart just carry it, but it's Be Inspired. It's the B company paper, and it's just another version. So they have Be Inspired, they have B paper company. This is the Straight B. And then they have Be Creative, which is this one. And then they have another one, but I didn't get that one, so I'm not sure what it is. But this paper is smooth. I mean, not smooth. It's just, doesn't have a lot of tooth for this book. But this is also going to be just my watercolor book. So it's going to be kind of practice. It's not going to be really like a lot, but if you know me, you know I like to have a place for my watercolor to land. And you see how the difference in these are? You see how smooth this is? And you can see the grooves in this watercolor paper, right? So that's what I was, and this is watercolor. This was the gouache that I sampled at a video that I did that y'all will get next, well, you'll get the end of this month when I'm going on a cruise. I think I have a video on Monday and Wednesday, and I'll be doing some shorts, some stuff. So you'll get a lot of stuff while I'm gone. I won't be just absent. I thought about the algorithm, and I'm just like, I'm not trying to stop dating YouTube. I'm still trying to get YouTube to fall in love with me. So we're not going to stop dating. I'm going to still, you know, go out on dates with YouTube while I'm going on my cruise with my hubby. Okay? So the gouache, I love. Put in a comment if you have tried gouache, if you use gouache, if you like gouache. I started out with the Kuretake brand, and I thought that was just straight watercolor, but then somebody told me somewhere down the line, it's like, yeah, you know, that's kind of gouache and whatever. I was like, it is? What is gouache, right? Because y'all know 5 years ago, I could have cared less. As long as I could slap down paint on paper and be happy, I was fine. I didn't care about the pigments and all of that. Be like, oh, that's a nice watercolor. Okay, but now, you know, we've grown up a little bit, and, you know, we do a little things differently. So, okay, and the other thing was this watercolor paper, which is another one that I recommend if you're like, and I'm talking to people that are wanting to be we're on a budget over here. And you're not wanting to spend, again, if you like arches, great. Spend your money on arches. That's it. For me, I was always trying to find something that wasn't that pricey. And I actually got this from Temu. And it's Academy watercolor paper. It is 140 pounds. You get, and it's 100% cotton, acid free, right? And it's blocked. So that's another thing. Temu, Soul Academy. And I was just like, okay. Now, when I put this on the paper, this is Academy watercolor paper. And the B paper, again, y'all know about cotton, 100% cotton, right? You think about cotton, right? And when you're going to put something on cotton, it's going to, you think of absorption fast, because cotton absorbs stuff fast, right? So this paper didn't absorb that fast. That's why I wasn't like using 100% cotton to practice. But on here, this one, it kind of did. You can really look at how it's in there, right? Never tried Temu, Maddie? Now that's within your price range right there. I think I paid $4, maybe two or $4 for this one here. And you get, how many pieces of paper is in here? Lord, where my glasses at? It's a good, I want to say it's like 20. It's more than 10. Why does it not? Oh, 20. Duh, it's sitting right there. See, I had to put my glasses on. So you get 20 and it's blocked. Now, if you're new to watercolor, when I say blocked, that means when you put the water on the paper, it doesn't kind of flip up on you. It's blocked and it's not going to go anywhere. You have to peel it off of the block. So that's what I mean by blocked. And I like blocked because it doesn't go anywhere. But Temu, I've gotten some brushes off of Temu. I've gotten some knockoff Neo Color Caran d'Ache off of Temu. They're not called Caran d'Ache, but Temu do sell Caran d'Ache, but they're a little bit more pricier. And I will tell you, if you do use Temu, don't do it on your app, on your phone. Do it on a laptop. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Listen, I was on Team Replay trying to finish what I missed so I could finish seeing them birds. So I'm going to have to finish looking at your live because the doc called me back when you started painting them painting your birds. So yeah, so let's let me see what I'm gonna slap down some gouache and makes with my, y'all, I forgot the book. That's what I wanted to show you. Oh, No worries. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm all over the place anyway, so let's do this. I already have the B paper. I have concerns about keeping my identity safe. Yeah, that's why I use my laptop. That was the thing they said when you do your laptop, and I was like, oh, okay. And then Timo had to back up and undo some things and whatever. All right, y'all remember like this month we're doing peonies. So I'm gonna do this real quick because Dawn and was talking about this, I think on another replay I was looking at. But I wanted to show you because while we're doing peonies, painting them for the month of June, because we're resetting in June, the rose that we did last month, right? And I had learned this easy way to do a rose because, we're doing sketching because we're doing something new. Oh, and I gave myself a permission slip. This one says, say no without explanation. No means no. And this one was try something new. I give myself permission to try something new. So sketching is new for me. I'd rather slap paint on paper and, do what I do and let it do what it do, right? Because, watercolor is just like God. It's just like Jesus. It's very forgiving. But if for the sketching, this rose was very important to me. So I'm going to have to stop talking and draw. Can't do two things at one time. All right. There we go. Okay. Simple. Very simple, right? And then right here at this intersection where it pauses, we're going to kind of do a Y. Right? I hadn't planned on doing this, so because I had did it in the book, and I was going to show you the book because, look, let me not talk. Okay, and then you come over here, and go down there, go over there, and swoop there. All right, that's your center. Then you come up here, and this is where you get to do how you want your rose, how you want it to look, right? Kind of come through there and come out right there. Come down here. These are petals. Them some funky looking petals right now, right? That's what I was thinking. It's just like, oh, but then when I started doing more outside and started thinking about what petals look like, I was like, oh, I see the flower now. It's like, yeah. And this is where I'm saying be loose, guys. Don't even think about it. Just, you see I'm drawing because it doesn't matter, right? Connect them because all you want them to do is to come out. Look, now these is wonky. That's wonky. But this one, you got to come in here, come over there, and come down there. Come in here, come over there, come down there. Whoop. That's a petal right there. The petal's up there. And then we're going to come up here and come down there. Look at that. Now, granted, I'm doing it kind of fast, but that rose right there. And then now once you get it, like the center, once you get the center, and you do your petals however you want it. Like this right here, I don't really like this petal. So I would come across right here and kind of slice that in half to where it's a little petal. Then you want to put your leaves so you can come kind of right here and go in there and petal it. Do, petal, do. That's when you start kind of making it do what you want it to do. And there we go. And then you put your little, you know how a rose is. You kind of do your little thing right there and squiggle it around. You know what I'm saying? You get it a little bit to kind of add the definitions to what's on the flower. Boop, 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 boop. So that's what I wanted to show you about that rose. Because remember, we're all about resetting in June. We're all about doing things that is new, right? Because over here on my grief journey, it's not just about crying or being sad. I don't want to. So this would challenge my thought process. So if I had a funky day, right, then I would sit down and I was concentrating on doing this, but you don't want to think too hard, right? So you want to pick up a pen or a pencil or a brush. You just want to do something new. Maybe you need to go in the yard, do something new. I don't know what your thing is. My thing is I heal one brushstroke at a time, right? So we're going to grab our watercolor paper and my favorite colors. Maybe, maybe not. But let's maybe paint this rose. Maybe let's do that. No, we can't paint the rose because it's not rose month. It's peony month. See how I had to redo myself real quick? Isn't it, Dawn? Like, it's so easy. It's just like a swiggle, swiggle, swiggle. Like, oh, and the other thing I forgot to tell you, because I'm left-handed, and Dawn, you can relate to this, you're supposed to put a circle. So you're supposed to do a circle, and you're supposed to do what I did inside the circle, but I'm left-handed, and mine was going way out over here, so I just left it alone, and I just learned how to do it kind of outside without it being outside of the circle. And then who needed to define it? We don't have no lines. We don't be confined by a box. A circle is like confining me. Let's do it big. Let's do it big. Okay, so we got this, and we're going to, and the other thing is you can do it with a pencil or pen or color crayons or whatever you want to do. All right, we're going to use this paper because this Be Inspired paper, I'm trying to tell y'all. Remember I told y'all when y'all want to practice, go to Five Below and get a pack of paper for $5. So, okay, let me pause right there. This paper, I think, is $12 for 50 sheets. 50 sheets. $12 for 50 sheets. Five Below has a paper pack. It has spiral on top. That's what I like about it. So when you're practicing, I say use paper that is inexpensive. Don't spend a lot of money on paper that you're going to practice on, because at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense, in my opinion, to use quality paper. Because I think, Beth, we were saying something on the last live about you got better stuff, so you'll probably paint better. And I gave you my Gina K stories. Like, don't mean that it's going to be better. It doesn't matter, right? So get the cheaper paper. Don't skimp on watercolors. I'll tell you that. Don't skimp on watercolors. But don't go straight professional either unless you know how to control the pigment. Like this right here. We're going to do this. Am I? No, I'm not going to do that. Yes, I am, because we're talking about watercolor right now. That's gouache. All of this is gouache in here. So you have this. And do I have I got an open hole over here. So you would take, and the average person would just keep swooping in this thing. I say wet your brush up, get your brush good and wet, and put it in there. See, that's a lot of pigment, right? Get a little bit, depending on how much you're going to do. But that's a lot of pigment. That can do about 3-4 roses right there. Right there. Right there. You do not have to keep digging in this, because you do, it's not going to, not that it won't look right on paper, but you won't learn how to really use what you got. Now, because that, I'm going to even spray in there. See? We got more than enough. Now let's do, see, I dropped some over here, so we're going to slap some paint down. It's going to just soup it around. Yeah, that Gina K story, Gina K had me out here thinking I could do all the things. Had me out here thinking I needed all the things, all the card, all the craft paper, all the inks. I got all that stuff. Oh, I even got embossing stuff, y'all. I was like, I don't know what in the world to do with this stuff. And every time I was doing the embossing, I was like, well, maybe because I don't have that thing that she's cleaning off with. Maybe that's why my stuff isn't doing right. If I would have recorded what I did back then, y'all would probably be like, oh my God, you was doing that? Yep. I was trying to follow Gina K every step she made. And then when she get out the live, I wait for that live to get up on there so I could rewind. I was like, man, I'm done. I can't do it. Gina K win. She got it. And then she talking about her hand was hurting. I was like, well, I hate to see if your hand wasn't hurting, because my hand ain't hurting and I just can't do it. But I love me some Gina K though. I do. Okay, that's watercolor. You see how we've only done one peony? I could go in there and do probably two, a peony right there, a peony right there, and still have some watercolor in here. Embossing is fun when you know how to do it. I didn't know what I was doing. I don't think I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, y'all. Hold on. Maybe I knock y'all off the live and I'll be mad. Oh, I didn't. Okay. But you know that thing where y'all have to, you run across it, whatever. And then I wasn't leaving it on the heat. I ain't had right. That's why I got a heat tool now, because I didn't have the right. I was using something somebody else said I could use a hairdryer, so I was using the hairdryer. It wasn't doing. I was like, man, let me order this daggum heat tool that Gina K say I need. But I got a heating tool now, so. And, you know, I make Mother's Day come around, Christmas comes around, I make cards. But I've learned now that I use my own art to make cards. And that way it's twofold. You get artwork and you get a handmade card. Look how that dadgum gouache is slapping around in there. Look at it. Did y'all see how this paper, can you see how that paper is? Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's not even blending. This is what I was saying about the paint. I don't like for it to get, let me see. Hopefully I can show you what I'm talking about. This is the Academy 100% cotton paper. I'm going to do it on here again. Watch this. You ready? Because it's going to happen so fast. See how that blended in there? It sucked up. See how that cotton sucked up there so fast? It's done. Right? That was it. That was it. Done. And for me, I like for mine to kind of sit up because why? I like to watch it make other petals and kind of go. Well, the watercolor paper kind of doesn't let it do that. See? This one gives me a little bit more time. So if I want to change something, I got some time. That cotton paper, it don't give you no room. It ain't forgiving like Jesus. See, look how that, you can still see it's still wet. So if I want to go in and put something else in there, drop some water in there to make it run a little bit, run out. See how it's still activated. That's what I was saying. Okay, and so that leads me to why you need to start painting and start healing, right? Because there's room for the overflow after you done slapped it down. You want to have some room. Like even when you've done this here, and even in life, this is why I love watercolor and painting. They go together. When life is messy, I get over here and start slapping some paint down and then start telling the paint what to do. And before you know it, I'm feeling better, right? And even, y'all, I got, for you junk journals, I got a junk journal that's starting to be planned. Look at that. See how it comes out there and the pigment's in there and it's, look, move over there. Go, give me some, see? And then you come out here and kind of, you can keep moving it all day long. But this paper over here, that's done. Can't move it. I got to wake it up. And then, see, it still ain't going out. See? So that was what I was saying about Arches paper. It kind of behaves a little bit like this Academy paper. I don't mind the Academy paper. Why? Because I didn't pay a whole lot of money for it. But when you spend $25 for 10 sheets, you want to be able to get your money's worth out of the paper. And, you know, when I was practicing and learning, because somebody on there said they were using Arches, and I said, well, I need to use Arches because Arches going to make my watercolor sit on the paper and flow, and I'm going to have time. Nope. And didn't. So just because the product cost a lot doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make the user better. It might give you a little bit more confidence, but I think if you spend a little bit more time on your craft, like your hand, the workmanship of what you're doing. And I learned that when I'm being taught by a right-handed person, for whatever reason, I wasn't hearing it because they were telling me to do something and they were telling me from the right side. And, you know, us left-handed people, we work with both sides of our brain and we try to do things, Dawn understands. And so for me, I tell people, I'm left-handed. Do the opposite of what I'm doing. I want to start a new journal soon. I'm still working on Marcella. Oh, you're still working on Marcella. Now that's something I haven't done, guys, is name my journals. Now y'all got me thinking. I done sold probably about 9-10 journals and I've never named them. Or should it have been I didn't name them because I was making them for somebody? Or do I name them just to name them? How does that work for y'all? Look at that peony. See how that popped on there? We're going to go. See, slapping paint on paper is amazing. That's all I'm saying. Slapping paint on paper. Just slap it down. We're going to turn this slot to the side a little bit. We're going to go down and go over here. Where are we on? Oh, we're good on time. Okay, cool. We're going to make this one just as big as that one. Kind of fluff it around. Said I was going to make this one closed, but it's already open, so we're not going to worry about it. Just keep going. But what's been messy in your life lately? Is everybody good? I think everybody's been hanging out here in the studio, so I think everybody shouldn't have a mess. We're in control of what's going on, right? Because I think life over 40, life definitely over 50, you start, a lot of things just don't bother you. Or either you start controlling them a little bit to where you're in control and you don't worry about it as you did maybe when you were in your 20s. Your fuse isn't as easy to ignite as it was when you were in your 20s and your 30s. Stuff that really bothered me in my 20s and my 30s and my early 40s, they don't bother me now. And I think it's also because I've taken control kind of over my life a little bit. And I use the sentiment like my grandmama, like, hey, I'm just getting older. I ain't got time. Right? So there we go. So we're going to do that. Slap that down there. Pull that out kind of like that. There we go. Swoop it around there. And I'm gonna have to that's gonna be a light one. So we're gonna move this one, turn the paper again. Again, if you're right-handed, it's totally the left. You say it's a mess. I say I pull out a lot. I put a lot of love in them, so I feel like mine need names. But that's just me. But I think that's a good thought. I've never thought about it. I want to make an ideal journal as well as an ephemeral holder. Okay, I like that. I think I have an ephemeral holder because remember, all things Gina K said I needed, I kind of got. So I got all my paper crafting stuff is amazing. And all my watercolor stuff they're in carts. So my carts are themed. We have a mixed media cart. We have a watercolor cart. We have a junk journal cart. And we have a watercolor. I had to turn around and look. Oh, we have an embossing cart. It has embossing stuff on it, inks, all them inks. Got all them daggum Tim Holtz inks. I'm going to show y'all real quick. I'm going to pop these down here because we got to get these. This is so pretty. Now, this is gouache. Gouache is opaque. That is another reason, but when you talk about the difference, to me, let's talk Karenology, right? Some people might not agree with me, but as for me and my studio, I can maneuver watercolor about as good as I can gouache. I can maneuver gouache about as good as I can watercolors, and it gives me just as much joy. But I had never really invested in getting any. But y'all know since I've been on this Utrecht journey with testing out their colors and things, I was just like, well, let's see what it's all about. That's got to close up. That's looking kind of wonky. All right, there we go. Swoop around, swoop, swoop. This is the bottom. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Now we're going to let this dry because I don't want it to bleed. I want my leaves to kind of, this one just looks so wonky. I just feel like it needs, I don't know. It's because I turned the paper too much, but I'm not going to stress over it. We're not going to worry about it. It was kind of supposed to be a little bit that way. I turned the paper too much. Okay, what Beth said, Maddie, is not for everyone. My card is themed. Yeah, I like my cards themed. Maddie, you shouldn't be sorry if it's not your thing. It's okay. Okay, so Beth, I'm a jump on that because when you and I think it was Carmen on your live, we're talking about how much we say we're sorry. And I was wondering, I was, as y'all were talking about it, I was like, God, why do we do that? And it's more women. It's not men. I'm so confused. Beth, why are you confused? So watercolor and gouache are not the same thing. Okay, no. Oh my gosh, Karen, I was eyeballing my egg plate the other day. Looked like a great girl. You see it. Okay, Beth, let me go back. All right. Let me go back. Let me answer that question. So therefore, you've asked the question. So I'm gonna give you the answer. See, way back when I didn't care, but gouache and watercolor could be they're cousins, right? But when watercolor, gouache is more opaque, right? And gouache can kind of put you in the mind of acrylic paint. It's not that thick. And this is just from me using it straight out of the way I started using it, right? So when you think about it, gouache is what is it? You see, I put gouache and watercolor on here, and if I didn't say anything, you probably wouldn't know the difference maybe by looking at it, right? But when you really think about it, the gouache, like Dawn said, is opaque. Um, but then I kind of get a little bit of like really, but it's water based paint that kind of combines the qualities of watercolor and acrylic. That's my way. That's Karenology. And if that's not right, then that's the way I looked at it, because I started out using acrylic, right? And then after I wasn't scared of water anymore, because it was the water that I was scared of, it, watercolor is so forgiving. And that was it for me. I just was like, that's going to be too much. I'm not going to be able to control the water, right? So the pigments for the colors and pretty much and all that's the same. But the gouache is, when you pull it out the tube, it's the same. Now let me show you my Hemi. And this one, you'll really be able to see the difference. Because if you're like me, sometimes you got showing is better than talking. These are gouache. This is Hemi gouache. They're not in tubes. Let me see, where is something that I can dig? And you need a stiffer brush when you're dealing with gouache. Not really, but I use all the same brushes, but I kind of know how to control it, so I don't worry about it. So, see how creamy that is? It's real creamy. Okay. All right. Now the watercolor, if I would, let me put that out my mouth. If we're gonna take the watercolor, and I'm gonna do this because I really want you to understand, because it took me a minute to get it, because I couldn't get nobody to explain it on a newborn level, right? They were explaining it from their place of, they know what they were talking about. And I was like, no, talk to me like I'm trying to learn how to take apart an engine in a car and put it back together again. That's gouache, right? Clean this brush off. Now, let's hold that. Let me get a tube of paint. Where's a tube of paint? Any old tube will do. Somebody just jump out at me. There we go. And we're going, Daniel Smith jumped out. This is Naples Yellow. Okay. Already, I can tell the difference of them. For one, the feel is different. One is creamier, but watercolor is creamy too, which is why I say they should be cousins or good sisters or something, right? My daughter uses her gouache over her water. Right, yes. So somebody I saw did that, and that is what made me jump Dawn, exactly what your daughter does. That's what made me say, I need to get me some gouache. These are my play gouache, right? These are play, but they work the same. So let me show you what I was going to show you. So before I get squirrel and go on about my business and be like, I ain't teach you how to rebuild the engine either. All right, you see this right over here. See how it's taken? It's more of a feel. Okay, we got that right there. Now let's wash that off. And then you come over here to watercolor and think about watercolor. Think about the way watercolor moves, activates, and all the things, right? See how this one slithered down a little faster than that one? So this is a little thicker, little like they say, opaque, a little bit, let's see, how can we say? When you re-wet it, sometimes you got to give it a little bit more water than watercolor. It has the gouache has a velvety look to it, which is one of the things that I love about it. It's highly opaque. You can paint light over dark with gouache, right? So it's a lot of things that really works. Now the surface works best on watercolor paper, right? I use it in mixed media, so that works too. And the dry time, I guess I can say it dries quickly, but it stays workable long as it's wet. Now you can see, I don't know if you can see, this is getting dry, right? Oh, let me clean that brush. But you see, this is over here, it's still wet because it's watercolor, water. So it's more Arabic, more stuff that's going to stay, because remember we say it works in movable. Think about maybe Play-Doh, maybe think of gouache that way. I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Beth, Karen's paper is reminding me of your fruit. All you see is peaches. Look, oh yeah, it could be, huh? Oh, that's a good thing. Now that this one is dry, this one down here is dry. Now let me see, because I don't want it to be, but, oh, let's see if I can get that to really move. Yeah, see right there, see that right there, see how it's drying? That's drying right there, if you can see that. But when you look over here, this is still wet. So the watercolor stays wet longer, so it's more manageable. Mango is another fruit too. All you see is peaches. Peaches and maybe some strawberries on there. And see, Beth, this is already dried, and over here it's still wet. So I guess if you wanted to, I'm going to say personally, Beth, and this is me. This is just me. And who am I? I'm just, somebody that just decided to teach themselves what they wanted to learn about, what they want to learn it, when they wanted to learn it, right? That's me. I'm that girl. And then I go down the rabbit hole and see how other people are doing it. Because at the end of the day, if you get you some gouache, right, and you slap it down on the paper, and then you're going to be like, this feels like watercolor, right? And then somebody is going to be like, but they're different. And then you're going to be like, well, how are they different? So because people kept saying that, I just had to do it for myself. And so this is my first gouache mixing set. Those over there, the ones I just showed you, those are play. Hemis, they're play. They really wasn't giving me what some people were talking about. Beth just released a fruit kit on her channel. Yeah, I heard her say that. So, the peaches, but I like that. All you see is peaches. Oh, but it's just one of those things. I personally would say if it's something that you want to think about doing, maybe just try some, but don't, until you know. Again, I tried the Hemis first. I love the Hemis. I have some commission pieces that I've done with the Hemis. I love Kuretake. And when somebody said Kuretakes are kind of gouache, and I was like, are they? Then that explains. Okay, well, back into it, Karen. You liked gouache first. Acrylic was my first, but I quit acrylic. We got divorced. I didn't like acrylic because it wasn't forgiving. It wasn't as forgiving as watercolor is. So I kind of broke up with acrylic. We're going to use this big brush because I want y'all to see how Big Girl slapped this paint down on this paper. So that's just a little rendition of what gouache is. And like, you probably get some people to be like, I don't know what she was talking about. And I'd be like, okay. But when you look at gouache versus watercolor versus acrylic, gouache is opaque, right? Watercolor is transparent, and acrylic is opaque. So, and if you like me, Beth, in all of that, you'd be like, okay, but what does that got to do with slapping the paint down on the paper? So I kind of got out of that, and I was like, I don't care about it. It's making me happy. I'm happy. Look at this. Look at that. So you can see it's the same. It's doing the same thing. This is the gouache. Y'all see that big old brush? And this is another way of you not holding on to things so tight. So in life, we don't need to hold on to things. Just grab it by the tail and just let it dangle until it's no longer a part of your life. That's what I love about this brush. If I'm holding it too tight, I think I was telling Dawn that. Dawn, you're holding the brush too tight. Let it go. Be loosey-goosey. Just slap it down. Slap it down. Slap these leaves around. This is going to be so pretty when it dries. All right, remember I had problems with this. We're just going to make it look better with the leaves. Boop, boop, boop. Mix that on up. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Oh yes, let's drag that down there. This big old fat brush is amazing. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. And again, y'all can tell I'm left-handed, so, you know, don't pay no attention to the lefty. Make your leaves, but sometimes take that non-dominant hand and swoop down some brushes and see if you really can do it. Show you just how good you are when you can do it. I have to go a little slower, but we can do it and can. Boop, 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 boom. There we go. All right, we're going to slap something in the middle real quick, and we're going to call this one a what? Done. I didn't make, I was trying to decide on putting together like on the days. Remember like in February? I mean, last month in May, I did a thing for, what that thing called? You know, like today is whatever. I didn't do that for this. So I was thinking about it, but I was like, nah, Karen, don't put no more pressure on yourself. Just slap the paint on the paper and have fun. All right, there we go. This is going to be so pretty when it's done. You may like the gouache then, Beth. Yeah, I think I'm going to try gouache. I come from an acrylic world. Okay, well, if you came from an acrylic world, you're going to love gouache. You're going to love gouache because I came from acrylic. Hi, Art Alchemy. How are you? I'm so happy you got to join me today. I'm over here playing with the gouache. And we just slapped some paint on some paper and called it a day. Talking about the gouache. But they're great. But Beth, if you like acrylic, I think you're gonna really like the gouache. Now I will say gouache is everything is gouache and watercolor are re-wettable. You can wake them back up. That's what I call it. Waking it back up, right? Acrylic, no moss. You can't do it. Can't do it, right? The finish for gouache is more of a matte finish. Watercolor is kind of like a soft sheen. It depends on what kind of paint you're using and what you're painting, whatever. And acrylic, all about acrylic. So that's how it is. And blending, the gouache is soft. You saw how soft and creamy that was? Like these are so yummy. We didn't use no yellow. Let's dig into the yellow. But I poured these Saturday. And you see, I'm waking them back up. You know me, they call it re-wetting. I call them waking them back up. So let's slap some down. See, I mean, like I said, if you didn't know that if I didn't tell you that I was using gouache, you would be like, oh, what kind of watercolors are those? Those are pretty. And another thing that I like about these colors or this set, it reminds me of Rosa Gallery. Rosa Galleries are so soft and creamy. Oh my goodness. Y'all know I'm a Rosa Gallery girl. Me and Daniel Smith, we're still kind of hanging out, but the Rosa Galleries and my missions and now these, I can reach them. Hi, lovely to catch another subscriber live today. I'm so happy. I am so happy to see you. Like I was looking at yours last night, literally. You were the last person I saw last night on the channel before I cut my phone off. You could never do that with the girl. No, you can never do that. Like you go and try to tell acrylic, hey, I want you to come back. I need you to come back through so I can do this or do that. Acrylic would be like, do what? So I love the fact that you can, wake it up. Oh, and hold on. Don't sleep on this ivory black. Don't sleep on this ivory black, right? Watch this. Oh, where are we going to put it? Oh, let's just do some stems like right there. Boop, boop, swoop, 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 swoop. Dude, watch this. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, that's pretty. When I pull that ivory black, look, when y'all see the video I did, y'all going to be like, oh my goodness. Because it's a video. Like I said, I'm trying to prep all the videos for when I go on vacation so that I can still be dating YouTube because I don't want YouTube to think I done broke up just because I choose to go on vacation. But I did a monochromatic with the gouache. This is the gouache. And this color right here is ivory black. It is so yummy and creamy. I like creamy watercolors. That's why I love handmade watercolors. Y'all, Wednesday when I come, I will have some new ones. We'll be doing a new swatch because we got some new watercolors coming from Italy, the handmade ones. coming from Italy. I'm excited. They came today, but they had to be signed for, and I wasn't here. So I got a little sad, but then I was like, hey, we got gouache to show today, and do. Okay, look at it. Just add your little thing. Boop, boop, boop. Don't spend too much time on it. Just do it. Give yourself permission not to try to be perfect with it. Okay? Acrylic be doing nothing. Now, I like acrylic in my mad time. Right? This is going to be my next acrylic venture. This is a printable that I printed out on my Epson, and then I put it on here, and then I put gesso on her, gessoed her around so she pops out. But me and acrylic, we're going to date a little bit for this one. We're going to get we're going to put acrylic on here, and we're going to do a double. It's going to be 2. I'm going to print out another one. But acrylic, I cannot badmouth acrylic, because acrylic saved my whole beginning. When I get upset, when I get mad, and I really get sad, acrylic shows up for me. So watercolor can't show up and kind of be bold and let me really just run it like I run acrylic. But when I want to be nice and neat and dainty and pretty with my flowers, that's why me and watercolors are just going to be forever, like me and Mr. McCoy. So me and Mr. McCoy are like watercolors. We're going to be here forever. And is. So I can tell you this. You look at less water, more control, right? When you're thinking about the gouache, you do testing. I would do testing, but I could put gouache on here and don't have to worry about it. But a watercolor, so that's where I guess I would use it more, because like you said, when you look at it, it will sit. And I want to say it's some gouache on here. But this is what acrylic allows me to do, is to really, show up and kind of put my anger on the canvas and then turn it into something very, very, very beautiful. And I look back at it and I can be like, that's another Her Tears that turned out great, right? So I'm okay with gouache. I'm okay with all 3 of them. And they work out for me. They work out for me. They really, really, really do. So, Beth, try you some gouache. I will tell you this. Don't go too inexpensive. Don't go too inexpensive, because you do know, I don't know no other way to say it, but the cheaper you go, you get what you kind of pay for. And if you're looking for a good quality, I would say, buy you a tube or 2. And get you maybe the basic colors. I think this whole little set I got from Blick, this whole little set right here, I want to say it was 35. And you get 8 colors. And they're 14 milliliters. So it's a lot. Or you can go on there and order you 1 or 2 just to try it out and see if you would like it. But if you said you like acrylic, then you would like gouache. They'll probably speak to you a little bit more. So, fun Roman. Oh no, they're not gonna be Romans. They are. Oh my God, Della. Oh my God, what are they? Oh Lord, I forgot. Life over 40. Oh no, those are not. No, they are Della Magna. They will be more of these. The ones that came from Italy are Della Magna. Italy. Remember, these are Italian. Came from Italy. These are Romans. And these are the ones from India. I wanted some more of the India one, but it took about 3 weeks before these even got shipped. So I was just like, nah, I don't want them no more. So Della Magna is the one that's going to be coming Wednesday. So I have them Wednesday in the live, the new ones. And these, y'all know I hoard these because I love my handmade watercolors. Love, 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 love. Love me some handmade watercolors. I just love them. Handmade watercolors are about like fooling around with some gouache. That's about like what it is for me. Okay, guys, I just got a notice on my phone because y'all know I told you I had to use the other phone, so it's telling me it's about to die. So, Hey guys, how y'all doing? You know you get a little bit of me before we leave. And it's a great day. Let's move this. But this is, oh, this is so pretty. Look how vibrant that is. So that's another thing, Beth, that we were talking about is the more this dries, the more vibrant and the more opaque it's going to get. It's just going to pop off the page. And so that I love. Love, love, love. So get you some gouache. I love the Canadian handmade watercolors, and I am dying to get Ocean. Oh, Ocean's water paper. That's some other paper ones from Hawaii, but they see. Yeah. Have you tried the, we were talking earlier about the bee company, and I did some swatching on the bee paper. There she is. Dawn, I love when you put that in the chat. I wish that's one of the things I wish I could like literally keep on the thing and it stays up on there. I don't know how it is, but oh girl, Maddie, come on now. I got caught in the rain. My curls got done, but thank you, girl. I appreciate it. All right, guys, y'all know. Listen, wow, that's nice. What's nice, Mr. McCoy? Me and is. Listen, I've been running ever since this morning because today was just rough. Maddie, no problem. I want you to be out here in the world. When you out here dating these watercolors and these things, I want you to be dating them right and know when it's time to fire them, you tell them, no, you got to go. Because just because somebody likes this company, let's use it this way. I have somebody that likes this company. We're not going to call a name. And then I have somebody that likes this company. Well, when you talk to both of them, they're going to give you their opinion of their love for that brand. Me, I'm going to tell you this from my humble opinion. And as for me and my studio, this is what I like. But I want you to try it out for yourself. Which was why, like, I wanted Dawn to have those missions because I wanted her to be able to see what I was feeling when I was slapping that daggone paint down on that paper. Y'all know if it don't spread like butter on a hot piece of bread, I don't want it. And these gouache, they spread like hot butter on a piece of cold toast. That's how they spread. So I want y'all to take care of yourself. I will see you guys Wednesday. I did not give a shout out to Team Replay. I do apologize. I am getting so bad with that. This is the second week I've done that. Team Replay, if you're here, thank you for joining. I really do appreciate you because without Team Replay, y'all know we don't get them what them things called? Those watch hours. Team Replay shows up just like the Team Live. Y'all do your thing. And the community is growing, and I'm so grateful that y'all take time out to hang out with little old me in the studio. So, oh, and the other thing, y'all go and follow the new, we have, where'd she go? Art. Let's see. Follow her so we can have, because we have a new person to the community. So, you know, we're all about supporting people here because, you know, over here in the art world, we don't have the problems they have out there in the world. All we're doing is healing what? One brushstroke at a time. All right, guys, don't forget if you have not gotten your freebie on Team Replay or even on Team Live, it's in the description box. Grab your freebie and you get a little process video. And I got some new stuff coming down the pipe when I come back off vacation. I'm just trying not to overwhelm myself. So when I go to vacation, I just be too tired to do anything. So we're just taking it little bit by little bit. All right, guys, y'all, if you got any questions, send me an email. All the things. I enjoyed you guys. Now I'm going to have fun. All right, guys. I'll chat with you later. Love you. Bye.